What's going on, MSFers? Duelim here, and today, just as I promised, we're doing difficulty 10 of BLASTAAR. I do have 310 mods on, so I have everything on except for the extra enemy health, the experimental serum 3, World at War, because I have not been able to figure it out with World at War abilities active, especially node 3 is pretty rough with Gamma getting speed up. You got a Phantom Rider on node 6, I think, maybe node 5, I can't remember. And then you also have a Quasar as well to contend with. So I turned off war abilities. I might end up doing a later run with war abilities active, but right now, not doing it with that one. And then I also took off the bottom 2 as well. These are absolutely ridiculous, especially the tactical enhancement tank. The healing that they get from enemy support characters getting attacked is absolutely nuts, and I realized I was just hitting into brick walls every time they were getting hit, and then it would heal everything up. So I took all of those off. I might be able to do it with the tactical enhancement damage as well. But that remains to be seen. I could probably end up trying that as well with the war buffs and really try to maximize this score. But without further ado, let's get into it. All right, so for nodes 1 and 2, all you got to do is throw in Vigilante and pop that MFer on auto. That's it. You don't have to prep cooldowns for anybody. You don't need like Vulture ult turn 1. You really don't need anything at all. I literally walk in here, I throw this on auto, and I don't care. You literally never use Vulture. You never use anybody else. Maybe you end up using it in the war run, and you can end up using like Vulture, Mephisto, Null, and one more who doesn't start with ult, maybe like Emma, so you can make sure you start with her ult as well for the mind control. But honestly, it doesn't really matter. You don't really need to prep anything, at least for the Scourges that I'm running currently. But if this changes, obviously, I can put something down in the comment section, and maybe Vulture will be useful to be able to get that nice rewind, especially with the war abilities being active. That could absolutely be a thing. But yeah, nodes 1 and 2, full auto with Vigilante, and move on with your life. All right, before we head into node number 3, I wanted to make sure you guys saw my team as well. The power, 5.6 million. So I do have 6 stars on Franklin, 5 on Invisible Woman, 5 on Mr. Fantastic, obviously 5 yellow, 0 red on BLASTAAR, and then Johnny Storm, I have 1 diamond, gear tier 19, level 105. I do have gear tier 20 on Invisible Woman and Franklin. Also note the ISO choice. I have a healer on Franklin and Invisible Woman. There is a very good reason for that, because all of the healing that they will end up putting out because of all the turns they're taking will make sure Mr. Fantastic stays alive and keeps at full health at the end of every node as well. So putting healer on these 2 are very, very important. I have Raider on the other 3. All right, coming into node number 3, we're going to be slowly whittling down everybody here, essentially basicing a bunch to get the bomb burst prepped and ready to go all the way as high as we can to make sure he's going to do the most amount of damage. I am going to special on the rogue here, make sure she takes some damage, get that offense up on BLASTAAR, which is very, very helpful. Then we're going to get a basic onto Abomination here. Again, spreading this damage around as much as we can. We're going to get a double assist from BLASTAAR here, which is absolutely great. Then what we're going to do is we are going to hit the big fat ultimate, and it really doesn't matter who you target. We have offense up, 3 charges. You can have up to 5 here depending on RNG, but you see it really doesn't matter. We just absolutely shred the entire wave, and it's just gone. So very, very, very strong ability there. What I am going to do is I'm going to stun Hulk here. Making sure he gets hit. You can absolutely stun Nightcrawler there as well, but it doesn't really matter all that much. Just getting that extra energy out there because I did use a lot of energy. Also getting a bunch of hits out there, and that means Nightcrawler now has slow instead of the speed up, so he's not going to be ending up taking a turn and doing some bad things. We're going to hit a basic real quick with BLASTAAR, getting some good damage out there. Also just essentially prepping BLASTAAR for more assist. We are going to special with Trauma onto the Nightcrawler because he does have a cleansing effect, so I want to make sure that does not do anything, so he's just going to basic instead of using his ultimate. I am going to basic over in the corner here because I don't want to hit Hulk, because if I hit Hulk, then I'm cleansing negative effects, because when people die, their negative effects get cleansed because we do have that Scourge on. So next up, what I'm going to do is I am going to special on to Dazzler here. get some good damage. That's going to be a big hit. Then what we're going to do is that's going to get a kill, but that's okay because guess what? This is going to end the entire match right here, right there. And it's gone. Over. Easy, easy, easy. And we have full cooldowns except for Johnny Storm special, but that's not that big of a deal. Let's get into the next one. All right, node number 4. I did change the placement a little bit here just because we do have a Pav here, and we want to make sure Invisible Woman is next to the pre-taunt because Pav cannot chain to through stealth. So we want to make sure that it doesn't hit anybody else, doesn't put slow out there. Again, I don't have the special from Johnny Storm, but I do have the ultimate, and the ultimate does a lot of damage. And it puts offense down, bleeds, heal blocks, all the good stuff. I do want to start working on good old, what's his face here? Peter B. Parker. I am going to do some primary and adjacent damage here with the basic and make sure I'm getting some bomb burst out there. What can end up happening here is I can have up to 3 bomb bursts here if I had those lucky assists, but I didn't, so it just ends up happening like that with RNG. It is what it is. I am going to basic on Ghost Spider here just to get a little bit of extra damage out there. We did get an ability block on Mr. Fantastic, which is fine. Not the biggest of deals, but I do want to target Craven here to get a Warp World proc so I can get some of those negative effects turned into positive effects. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We are going to get a Peter B special going out there, but we're, again, just trying to stack that bomb burst as much as we can right now. Invisible Woman's going to go, and what I am going to do is I am going to basic on Pav, get some damage, even damage out there, and then what's going to end up happening is now I have 4 bomb burst, and I am going to delete this wave. I might not be able to kill Peter B because he kept that defense up, but I killed everybody else, which is great. So now we can walk into this next node with a lot less problems. So now we're going to basic, hit into Green Goblin. We do want to start focusing him because he can definitely be a little problematic. We're going to start doing some specials here as well, making sure we're getting cooldowns back up because we do have the Scourge that gives us cooldowns when we use specials. What we can also do here is we can make sure we use the special over on Peter B. So he's ability blocked, and that is a free cooldown reduction essentially on our team because we don't have a cooldown on the BLASTAAR special, which is absolutely awesome. I love that mechanic in this Scourge. Great job on that one, Scopely. Very, very proud of you. I am going to special on to Peter B here, get a stun on him. The adjacent damage should probably kill Green Goblin, especially with the assist coming out here from Invisible Woman. There's the ping. Awesome. So now I am going to start working on Penny because Penny can be problematic. I am going to special to make sure she doesn't do anything foolish. She's going to have trauma now as well. Probably going to be dead, actually. Lizard's probably going to end up going here, which is fine. Not a big deal. We don't have any damaging effects really out there right now, and it really doesn't matter. We have full cooldowns ready to go on Franklin. There goes all the positive effects immediately from BLASTAAR. I am going to special just to make sure I have the full abilities on everybody, and it does look like I do. I'm going to start working on Ghost Spider here because she's problematic, obviously, dodging a bunch. Peter V is going to continue healing a bunch as well. We do have a heal block that I could potentially use from Johnny Storm, but guess what? You know what the best status effect is? It's just dead. It's just dead. BLASTAAR deleting everybody, absolutely gone, 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 amazing. So now what we're going to do is do the special on Pav because I don't want him doing primary and adjacent damage, and he's got speed up, so he's going to go relatively quickly. But you can see how this last node, this last wave here just really doesn't matter all that much. Nothing is really going to come of this at all. We're just going to basic on Squirrel Girl. She's going to die from the assist from BLASTAAR. Then I do want to make sure Pav dies here because Pav is the only one who can really do any damage to me and put slow out there and maybe with like a striker attack, but there's no ISO, which is great. So we start working on Kate Bishop here, get some assists. Then what we could do is cooldowns don't matter on BLASTAAR, so we could just do the big fat ultimate, and then they are gone. Full health, full abilities, ready to go for node number 5. All right, coming into node number 5, we're going to hit the basic onto Black Knight. We're essentially just going to get the bomb burst train start rolling. That's the goal of this because it does so much damage. So we're going to basic again, but we're going to basic onto Phantom Rider here, get another assist from BLASTAAR, and get a second assist as well because he did get the assist now, which is great. Then we're going to hit the special on to the middle pack here, pretty much get good damage on everybody. Sometimes you'll end up pushing Captain America here. Sometimes you won't. If you do push Captain America, then you'll have to target Black Knight here, which is completely fine. Gives you some extra damage on Phantom Rider. If not, just target Dagger over here to make sure you are getting even damage, because we don't want anybody to die, right? Because then those negative effects will be cleansed, and we don't want that. We are going to target HELLFIRE over here in the corner. Make sure we're getting some good damage on to him, because he needs to die from this big giant hit as well. I am going to continue targeting him with this big ult. 5 BLASTAAR bomb burst ult deletes everybody, taking out the entire pack as quickly as possible. I am going to ult turn number 1 with Invisible Woman here, getting that defense down out there so I can get some really, really solid damage. Making sure that's going to stick around for at least some bit of time. Start working on the Hood here, because the Hood does a lot of damage. He also calls in assists and stuff like that, which is not great. So I definitely don't want that to be going on. Then I am going to hit the special down the middle here, get a good amount of damage on everybody. And also continuing to stack that bomb burst. Then I am going to special on the Hood here. Make sure he dies, and he should be dead to all the extra hits. He absolutely is. Then we are going to get a special onto Black Knight to get that stun out there immediately, so we don't have to worry about any sort of stupidness from his pings. We also killed Cloak back there. We are going to get a special from Cosmic Ghost Rider, but that's not the biggest of deals. The next, the big thing here is making sure Satana dies here. So we're going to ult with 5 bomb burst, offense up as well, and that's going to do a lot of damage, which is absolutely great. Now, we are going to continue targeting Satana with the basics, making sure she goes down as quickly as possible, because she is very, very strong and very, very tanky. So what I want to do here is I am going to target Satana one more time here. Awesome. And then I am going to get the ability block on the Hood here, which is going to do some pretty good damage. And then what's going to happen is I should be able to get the kill here with the assists, plus the bleed coming out, and we do start with full health. You need full health at the end of this node, because if not, that Omega Sentinel is going to be pinging the ever-living hell out of you and proccing Warp World over and over and over again. Do not deal with that. It is absolutely ridiculous. Make sure you are above like 80% health so you can make sure you're not having that issue at all, especially from Mr. Fantastic. So let's get to the next node. All right, coming into node number 6, we're going to ult on Peggy Carter here. She's going to be our main target because she is the tankiest out of all here, and everybody else will just kind of fall over once we do the big BLASTAAR ult. So what's going to happen here is I want to make sure I'm getting as many BLASTAAR bomb burst charges as we can, so using those basics to make sure he's assisting. Then what I want to do is I want to use the basic over on Cap Sam here, because I want to make sure Ultimus does not die, because Ultimus is very, very squishy. So I want to make sure that's not going to be the case. Then we are going to stun Lalandra here to make sure she doesn't take a turn, because if she does, we're going to have problems, because she is putting out that trauma out there, and then she usually procs Warp World as well, and trust me, it's not a fun time. Now what we're going to do is we're going to use the big BLASTAAR ult and hopefully, probably, maybe kill Peggy Carter as well. Everybody else is just going to kind of fall over. Peggy did stay alive, unfortunately, and that is kind of the case a lot of the times. But the good news is she only went over on Mr. Fantastic MCU, so that's pretty great. Franklin had immunity, so he didn't get that slow, which is also amazing. So what we're going to do here is I am actually going to target the minion here, because he's going to be the easiest target and the lowest health-wise, and then I'm going to get a Warp World proc and then flip back Mr. Fantastic. Unfortunately, he does have Disrupted, so the Warp World is not working on him, which I forgot that is the case, and that actually is how it works. That is a thing. The good news here is because there's multiple people alive, what ends up happening here is I don't have to worry about the next wave right now, which is pretty awesome. So I'm going to get an AoE ability block here, get some ability energy as well because of the pack that I have, the Scourge that I have that's giving me ability energy every time a Cosmic uses a special. Awesome. It looks like Warp World ended up working on Mr. Fantastic now as well, which is absolutely great. What I do want to do here is I think I want to ult here. Because I do want most people dead and gone. You know what? Let's get offense up and kill this chick in the back here. Everybody, you're dead now. Great, bye. Okay, awesome. Now we can stun the gore. Yeah, we're gonna stun the gore. Hopefully this ends up killing the gladiator. It did, amazing. So that gladiator's now dead, so we don't have to worry about him ulting and getting a taunt up and all that crap. So that's great. The stun did get cleared because of the death, obviously. So now what we're going to do, we're going to ability block these three, and then I'm going to work on Cap Sam because now they're all controlled. Now I'm going to work on Cap Sam and make sure he doesn't end up ending my life. So we're going to basic here, get those assists out there, make sure he is getting some good damage, make sure I'm healing up a good amount as well because I definitely want that. Basic again, that should end up killing him there with the assists and all that good stuff. Yep, it absolutely did. I'm just going to basic here on Nimrod. Amazing. And then I'm going to basic here on Gore and just make sure he takes the most amount of damage. Hopefully Mr. Fantastic takes a turn here. He did, which is absolutely awesome. I'm going to try to slow play this as much as I can because I want to try to make sure Franklin can get to another turn. If he can't, it is what it is. And he's not going to. And we're going to end it here. We're going to get through it. And then we're not the biggest health, but that's okay for the next wave. All right, coming into node number 7, what we need here is we need BLASTAAR to assist twice on each one of these initial hits. So obviously Franklin basic is going to call in an assist, but BLASTAAR can actually assist twice if he gets his other assist chance proc. Now what we need is we do need him to assist yet again twice when we target HELLFIRE with the basic from Invisible Woman because we want to make sure he's getting all of those bomb burst stacks. So now we are getting 4 stacks there, and we do need him to assist one more time. That's right, he needs to assist when we special with Johnny Storm on to Hood, get a lot of damage out there. Now what we're going to do is the 5 bomb burst offense up ultimate, and this needs to kill everybody except for Scarlet Witch. And how you doing? There we go. All right, I'm not going to say how many attempts this took. A lot of attempts. So this is not an easy node by any stretch of the imagination. What I am going to do here is I am going to special to get this immunity, death proof, all this stuff up on me because I do want to make sure I have a lot of positive effects on me once I get hit by this zombie juggernaut. Once I get hit by some things, I want to make sure I am as full health as I can be. So what I'm going to do here, I am going to basic here. We are going to get an assist from Johnny Storm, obviously. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to basic again, and this is going to chain down the line, obviously. We did get another bomb burst there. Now what I want to do is I do want to make sure Hella dies here. So I am going to special here and get all of the extra damage coming out. Make sure Hella's a goner. Awesome, she is. Now what I can do is I can actually ability block this zombie Iron Man to make sure he's not going to do the special. That's also going to give immunity to my team. He did end up clearing it because the Greg died, but I got the immunity, so it doesn't matter. Now what I'm going to do is I am going to special once again to get the taunt up because I'm not going to stun him. Well, he's going to clear the stun, right? So he's not going to stay stunned because it's zombie juggernaut, right? Oh, he does stay stunned because of the... Interesting. Okay, well, never mind. I'm just a liar. All right, so now we need to make sure we are working on this group here. So we do want to do the most amount of damage to make sure everybody's dying here. We want to get the assist from the bomb burst, obviously, and we want to make sure he's got 5 bomb bursts when he does end up taking a turn. So what I'm going to do here, I am going to cluster everybody together. Get the most amount of damage. Obviously, we're not going to be able to get like an ability block, defense down, anything like that on Satana because of how the kit works. So what I'm going to try to do here is ult and kill everybody. This is going to be pretty close, actually. But what's going to end up happening is I can actually kill Satana here. With the assist, if I get a good enough assists, I get good enough hits, it can happen. She is going to end up ulting, which is a little unfortunate, a little bit of lifesteal onto Mr. Fantastic, but that is okay. What we're going to do here is I'm going to special, and it's going to give me a lot of lifesteal because of the pact that we have going on, which does a lot there. We got the Warp World proc as well, which is great. We get off that taunt from the Greg as well. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to basic the Hood here because I do want Hood to die if I can from all of these extra assists that are coming out. And then hopefully he ends up dying so I don't have to worry about him hitting into Mr. Fantastic quite hard. I'm going to use the basic on the Zombie Juggernaut there because he was going to take a turn next. Then I'm going to basic on to Hella here. Just the Greg is left, and we are good. We have all of our cooldowns, and we are ready to go for the next node. All right, coming into node number 8, we're going to do the basic on Phoenix. So this is going to be the same thing like last node. We are just trying to do the most amount of damage to Phoenix, get those bomb burst assists, and we want to kill Phoenix before pretty much anybody. And the reason why is because we want to make sure she is going downtown Charlie Brown, because once she is dead, we will be able to then stun Omega Red, which is absolutely awesome. You see she came back, and now she's dead once again. So absolutely amazing there. She's a goner. Worked out perfectly. So now what I want to do is I am going to most likely basic here. Actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ult because I want to take out everybody else except for Phoenix Force because I don't want him to die when somebody else gets pinged. All right, you're gone now. Awesome. So the problem here is what's going to happen is I'm going to stun Omega Red here. And then what's going to happen is Gambit is going to ping back and come back. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to basic because once Gambit dies, he's going to clear that stun off of Omega Red. So I'm going to do that. And then what we're going to do is I am going to special right down the middle here and ability block everybody because I do have 3 stacks of bomb burst. It does not look like anybody died there, which is absolutely perfect. So what's going to happen is now Omega Red's just going to basic, which not a big deal compared to his special, which obviously this is Crucible rules. So his special would be kind of gnarly. I don't want that at all. What I am going to do, though, is I am going to ult with Invisible Woman, get a Warp World proc rolling, and start getting some good old damage out there on Gore. All right, now I'm going to basic on good old Gore. We'll get a Warp World proc there from Omega Red, drop him below 50% life. Absolutely awesome. Now what we could do is I have offense up, 5 bomb bursts. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to ult. I'm going to ult and delete everybody. BLASTAAR, absolutely insane in this trial with those boosted stats that he gets. Very, very powerful, very strong, very, very cool. What I am going to do here is I'm going to ult to get an offense down on this Gambit to make sure he's not pinging very hard because we do have Mr. Fantastic kind of low here, so I want to make sure that's not happening. What I am going to do here as well is I'm going to stun Forge because I don't want Forge doing anything stupid to me, and potentially healing, cleansing, doing all his stupid things that he does. And then now we are going to have Gambit taking a turn here. That's okay. I do have the taunt on good old Colossus here. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to basic, get some bomb burst rolling here. And then what we're going to do is I'm going to make sure Jean Grey dies because she does have an AoE. I don't want her to hit everybody. She does not rewind because she doesn't have the full team, which is good. But this is just going to be about controlling everybody, getting more bomb burst, obviously. What I am going to do here is I'm going to ability block and trauma Ares here so that his ult doesn't do the double hit and potentially just rip me a new one. Forge did die. Forge did cleanse everything because we did have somebody die. So let's try to work into him a little bit here. He is going to ult, which is a little unfortunate. He's going to get the revive on Sunspot there. But the good news is here is I should be able to ult here with BLASTAAR here and get a butt ton of damage as long as Johnny Storm doesn't end up dying. That'd be great. Kitty Pryde's going to hit him, and then unfortunate. But the good news is we don't have to worry about Fantastic Four anymore because from this node on, all we need is Hellfire. So what we're going to do here is hit the big ultimate. This is going to do a lot of damage. We do want to make sure BLASTAAR is at a considerable amount of life. because if not, that can be a problem, but because he is used for the next nodes, because I don't have Sebastian Shaw. That's right, you don't need him. So we're just going to get through this pretty easily. I am going to, yeah, let's ability block here. Make sure she doesn't do anything stupid with her ultimate permanent kill somebody randomly. That wouldn't be fun. That did a lot of damage, surprisingly enough. Okie dokie then. All right, let's do the basic here. Again, we don't care about cooldowns or anything like that right now. I'm just working on getting Bomb Burst up and ready to go, and pretty much making sure he's going to be relatively close to full life. I do still have Healer ISO on Invisible Woman, so that is great. We'll get a kill here real quick. Awesome. Then, I think this is unavoidable if I'm not mistaken. It's not. I'm a liar. The ult's the unavoidable one, but that's okay. All right, so we'll just get the assists out here to make sure the dodges are getting pulled off. And now we took off the dodges, and we'll take them off again. Awesome. And we'll keep getting the assists out here from BLASTAAR, and BLASTAAR is going to do great things. So not the most efficient, right? But we are able to get through it. You can get through it a lot easier with the full team alive. It is possible if you care about efficiency, but I don't really care that much. I'm just trying to show you guys how it's done. All right, coming into node number 9, we're going to hit the ultimate on Iron Patriot because we want to guarantee that rewind on him at least. Everyone else, it's completely random, obviously, so you do have to kind of pay attention to who is being hit. I noticed Cosmo in the back left did not get hit at all, so I need to make sure I'm going to be controlling him, because if not, we're definitely going to have some issues of some cleanses and all that kind of stuff. So I'm going to put the trauma ability block on to him. Then what I'm going to do is I am going to spread from Lady Deathstrike there, spread to everybody. A lot of bleeds going out there. They will potentially get cleansed, but that's okay. We've got trauma on there. So now what I want to do is I am going to hit the ultimate on Squirrel Girl. I want her dead and gone, so I don't have to worry about her. Then we're going to hit the special on to Ms. Marvel, get that nice ability block out there, get some good assists, all that lovely stuff. Then we're just going to start working on Iron Patriot just a little bit here, get some Bomb Burst out there from the assist from the basics. Then what we can do is we can hit the big fat ultimate here with 4 Bomb Burst, big hit going out here, and that's going to wipe out almost the entire board, which is absolutely awesome. I'm going to do a basic here real quick just to get some Bomb Burst rolling from and get the assists rolling and get stacks for the next wave coming up. Again, just basicing here, doesn't matter. We just have the lone Omega Red here, which is great. Now we've got the next node coming. So what's going to happen here is I am going to use the special on to Squirrel Girl, make sure that trauma ability block is there. Absolutely amazing. We're going to get a flip because of Warp World, so now we can just start basicing on Black Cat. Again, getting those bomb bursts ready to go, saving cooldowns from where there's way more enemies to take out. Keep on working on Black Cat here because Squirrel Girl does have the trauma, so even when Black Cat dies, Squirrel Girl will keep that ability block. She's dead now anyway, so it's not like it really matters. Then what we're going to do is we're going to use the special here onto Iron Patriot. I want to make sure I am keeping my cooldowns up and ready to go because we're Cosmic, so we're going to be throwing out cooldowns a bunch. Now I am going to use the ultimate from BLASTAAR. The best thing about him, honestly, is the fact that we don't have to worry about cooldowns on him. I absolutely love that. So we are going to pretty much basic it out from here. And then the good news is Leader is having those dodges. He's pretty tanky as well. So what's going to happen here is as he is standing here, I am just going to continue pounding into him. He's got that barrier as well. And you see all of my cooldowns are back up. This node is very, very easy. All you have to do now is I can use the Bomb Burst ultimate, actually, or the BLASTAAR ultimate, because guess what? His cooldowns don't matter, and his Bomb Burst doesn't stack. So yeah, we could just use that, delete him real quick. Everybody has energy. Everybody's ready to go for the last node. All right, last node here. So we are going to work on Quasar here. I am going to hit the ultimate onto him, make sure he gets rewound, 100% sure. We also have a Songbird in the back left corner who did get hit. I can't remember. She did get rewound as well. Yep. We just can't rewind the Satana, which is unfortunate because of her kit, obviously. But what I can do is I can start working on her, get some basics, get some assists, and start getting some good stuff out there. I can get a basic on her as well. Keep working on it. That is completely good. The problem is I can't ability block or like control Satana at all, so she's just gonna end up ulting regardless because I can't stop that, right? There's nothing nothing to stop that. So I am going to put a blind on Doctor Strange Heartless because he is going to take a turn next. He is now dead, which is absolutely awesome. Now what I'm going to end up doing is I'm going to hit the special with Madeline Pryor, do a bunch of damage, defense down, offense down, absolutely everywhere. Then what's going to end up happening, now BLASTAAR is going to get to take his turn, and he's got 5 bomb burst, and he is going to shred. We did have the dodge from Elektra, unfortunately, but what we're going to do here is we will special, and I see some assists about to come in, so no matter what, she was going to die for sure. Absolutely great. Get some energy out there as well. I am going to special on Icarus here. Make sure he is taking some good damage. Then what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to ult and probably kill Icarus with the mind controls here. Yep, he's a goner. Thought so. Then we're going to special just to get some defense down, offense down, disrupted out there. Nothing wrong with that. Then what I'm going to do is start working on Hood because he's got more health. So I want to do even damage here, obviously. Now what I can do is I can ult and get a nice rewind on everyone that's going to get hit here. So making sure no one's going to take a turn, essentially. And Azazel's going to drain a whole bunch as well because of his kit, which is absolutely awesome. Obviously, Cersei bounces back a little bit there. A-okay. I'm going to hit the ultimate here, spread to Cersei. Make sure she has defense down. I'll put a slow out here also just to make sure I am having that ready to go. Then I can hit the special here from Rachel, get a nice assist from BLASTAAR, and then guess what? BLASTAAR does the big boom once again. Big damage. Amazing, amazing, amazing. Now, Madeline Pryor can ult. I'm going to hit Icarus here. Make sure he doesn't take a turn. He gets absolutely shredded, which is awesome. We can special here. And then guess what? That's pretty much it. Very, very easy, especially compared to the earlier nodes. These later nodes are kind of a joke, if I'm being honest. We can hit the bomb burst just for some extra damage here. But comparatively to the other nodes, these nodes are a joke. It's kind of sad how easy these nodes are, but it's actually kind of nice. It's a nice respite from how hard the original ones were. We'll spread from Hyperion here, make sure everybody's got that blind, defense down, all that kind of stuff. Start getting some bomb burst out there. They'll cleanse it with the charges, but then we'll hit it back again and get all of the good stuff going. All right. Now, I'm going to basic here because I want to get more assist from BLASTAAR. So when he ults right now, he's going to have potentially 4 charges, and he's going to do a lot of damage, and he is pretty much going to end it here. Awesome, awesome, awesome. She's going to do a little laptopping, and then we are going to finish this off. So the last node's honestly super, super easy comparatively to nodes 7 and 6. 7's going to be the real big one. 5 is kind of rough too because you want to start with full health, but it's not too bad. That's how you get it done. You could obviously play with the packs and the scourges a little bit, but that's how you're going to get difficulty 10 done and gone. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Until next time, this has been Duel 'Em. Later, MSFers.